Right. So my dad goes down first, right? 6'4". How many of you guys know Mariah Carey? I mean, Mariah Carey. Yeah. You know that high note that she hits, like that really, really high one? My 6'4" dad was hitting these notes all the way down this ride. Needless to say that my mentor didn't make me feel too warm and fuzzy about getting on this ride, but I decided to get on it. I get up there, pull myself down. The conductor made sure to say, don't let go of the inner tube. So I'm flying down this ride. I will not admit I was hitting no tire, but I was screaming my lungs out all the way down, hit the bottom, flew upside down.
Oh.
And here we are.
Oh.
I'm sitting upside down, holding on to an inner tube. So the conductor tells the story of the best. My mom grew superhuman strength. She pulls herself down this ride. She's flying down left, right. She can't swim either. I think that's important to say at this point. So she hits the bottom. She flips upside down. And here we are. I'm drowning on the left. My mom's drowning on the right. We didn't look good as a unit. The family didn't look good. My dad dove in, the lifeguard dove in, the lifeguard came and got me. My dad got my mom, and I was laying there like this. And they had to give me full resuscitation. And I woke up, and I'm like, oh, what's the next ride we getting on? It didn't matter. I was an only child. I was happy I was with my parents. Good weekend. You weren't getting me on rides. So my mom got me into swim lessons within the week. I would have hated to be my dad that night, but they got me into swim lessons. And it took me a little while to get back into the swing of things when it came to water. I was a basketball player. My dad wanted me to be a basketball player, and he wanted me to fill his shoes. And I started doing gymnastics. They took me out of that because 6'5" guy on an uneven bar scraping the floor doesn't get points. So they took me out of gymnastics. Swimming was something that came natural to me when I started to see people racing. And I was like, man, I could be him, I could be him, I could be him. I got really, really competitive. So I started swimming. And I kept getting like the purple ribbon. You guys know what the purple ribbon is? That's 7th place. Yeah. It wasn't a good start. I was getting last place, 7th place. Man, this is not easy. I was never a child prodigy, Michael Bell. I had to get to the top. I had to work hard. I had to train. And I kept telling my mom, I was like, Mom, how do I do it? How do I get better? How do I get faster? She's like, you have to work out. You can't miss practice. I was like, okay, I got this. It took me 2 years. And the reason why I wanted to practice so hard was because a guy beat me. And I got really mad. I got really competitive. I was like, I want to get this guy. I want to win. In 2 years, I finally beat this guy. My mom took me off the team because she didn't like the coach. And my dad and I decided that we need to find another team. So I went to this team in New Jersey. It was at a JCC. At a JCC. That's a Jewish Community Center. She knows what I'm talking about. So I walk in, I've got my swim bag ready to go. Walk up, I'm like, Dad, I'm the only black person. I mean, what's going on? He's like, well, you have to get used to that. Maybe you should have played basketball. Oh my God. Needless to say, I stayed on that team for another 3 years, loved it. My coach told me, you can go to college for swimming, which I never thought that would be possible. I grew up in the inner city. I mean, like, me? Yeah, you can go to college. I ended up going to NC State. I trained there for 4 years, and when I first got there, I was probably as thin as this, and they used to call me Starving Marvin. It's not funny. It still haunts my dreams. They made fun of me in college because I was so skinny. But I started putting on weight and started getting better and getting better and better. And I never thought the Olympic dream would happen for me because I was a kid from the inner city. I never thought, you don't think like that. I was just happy to be out of Irvington. Well, my senior year, I finally won NCAAs. I won ACCs a couple of times. And I was so happy. I was like, man, what can I do now? What's the next step? And someone said, the Olympics. I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. So I started really focusing. I was like, man, I want to make the Olympics. I trained as hard as I could. When I got to the Olympic trials, I wanted to swim the 50 freestyle. I wanted to swim the 100 freestyle. I ended up making it in the 100 freestyle, and I missed it in the 50. So it was a very, very hard thing. You feel like you've been training all of your life to get to this point, and you miss it just by that much. I got third, and they only take top 2. But I was an Olympian. When we got to, how many of you guys watched the 4x100 relay where we beat the French team?
Yeah.
Right? I had a couple of people ask me already what the story is. I'm going to tell you the story right now. So, we get to the meet, and Michael Phelps and Jason Lezak, we were already on the world record team. They came up to me and said, Cullen, we need you on this relay, because the French team is talking a lot of smack. We came here, we're going to crush the Americans, that's all we trained for. All right, got it. We got it, all right. So since I was third, I had to swim in the prelim relay to make the night relay. So I had to be the fastest person in the morning to make the night relay. I swam against guys that I've been swimming against for years. I was a nervous wreck. I got on the block, I swam my race, and I just hit the wall, and I was just like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I won a 47.66. The guy next to me, the guy behind me, was my friend and teammate, Matt Grievers, won a 47.67. I made that night relay by 1/100th of a second. You can't blink that fast. So, after Jason and Michael had already hyped me up saying, you gotta make it, I get out of the pool, and we're over in the corner, Michael comes up, jumps on me, you're on the relay, you're on the relay. Jason's like, you're on the relay, I'm like, yes, I'm on the relay. Holy crap, I'm on the relay. You think I slept that night? No. The next morning, we got to the meet, we're all excited, we're getting pumped. And my coach, the head coach comes up to us, we got our suits on, we're ready to go, and the coach comes up, we're like, oh yeah, our head coach is gonna come say something to us, all right. We're all looking, he just walks up and goes, don't mess up. Thanks, coach. This is the biggest moment of our lives right now. This is the one event that Michael might not win his 8 gold medals. How many times did we hear that? We heard that. So that was the race. We get out, we're really excited, and we're standing behind the blocks. We're ready to go. Now we've been focused. We've been training all our lives for this. We're standing behind the block. He is my friend, but I like ripping on him. Michael does a little arm thing. And we hear this like noise. And we're like, wow, what's going on? We never hear a noise at this point. What's going on? President Bush walks in. I guess he had heard that it's the one race Michael might not win. He walks in. He sits down, and we're like, oh crap, it's the president. It's like, grabs his American flag. Like no emotion, zero. Thanks. Okay. So we got focused again. This is the moment. You're ready. All right, Michael's doing his arm thing. Everyone's ready. We're standing back there. Let's go. And we hear another beat. We're like, what the heck's going on? Come on, we got to swim this race. All the NBA guys start coming in. Kobe, LeBron, D-Wade, they start walking in. And we're like, okay, that's kind of cool. They sit down and scream, let's go USA. And the funny part about why they came was the night before, when I wasn't sleeping because I was supposed to be, and I was so nervous, I hear banging on the door. I'm like, what the heck is that? I open the door, and it's Michael. I'm like, Michael, what? Man, I'm trying to get ready. I'm trying to go to sleep. He's like, yo, the NBA guys are downstairs. You got to come downstairs. I'm like, oh, okay. Put on my shorts, downstairs. And as I'm walking out, I see all the guys there, and they're just saying hi to everyone, giving them right handshakes. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck, Michael. Jason, And I see LeBron just go. I walk in, I'm like, he goes, you got a brother on? Yeah, thanks. So they came to the meet, and they're sitting up there for USA, and after the whistle goes and it's time to go, it's a blur. It was the scariest thing I had ever done in my entire life, but it was the most exhilarating thing I had ever done, and I've never been more patriotic than that moment. After the Olympics, one of my friends gave me the drowning rates, and seeing how many African Americans drown a year, and just how many people in the U.S. drown a year, it was staggering to me, just because for me, swimming came so naturally, something that I felt like riding a bike, this is something that you just do. I feel like that's my calling, to try to help the sport that's given me so much. Now I know you guys are in a position at this point, some of you guys are seniors, you guys are thinking about what you're going to do in the next step. And for me, when I was finished with the Olympics and I was working with different companies that I really wanted to work for, I wanted to look for one that helped me and kind of lined up with my morals. Some of the things that I wanted to see done, some of the things that, how they could help me better myself. And Make a Splash was one of the things that I started working with as a group to try to help get people to the next step when it comes to learning how to swim. So I encourage you guys, the next step that you make sure that it's a step that helps you line up what makes your future the best, and that's why I chose Deloitte. So, I'm kidding. Thank you guys, thanks for listening.